Yo, what's going on, guys? JBH here, and welcome back to 2K18. We're going to have some Boxing Day fun here against the Miami Heat. Nothing much has really changed. We come off a good 2 wins last week against the Wizards and the Pelicans. Made a couple of re-signings, I guess you could say. We re-signed Nikola Vucevic here, as you can see. But I guess it really doesn't make much of a difference to our franchise mode or our MyGM season, as it's next year. So we're going to jump straight into this game. We're playing at Miami, so it's going to be a difficult one, but hoping to get a good Christmas win. Alright, let's go.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For the Heat, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And guys, it's hard to believe that for a portion of his career, Hassan Whiteside was having a hard time getting minutes at all. He was even out of the league for a few years. What clicked for him to become the player he is today?
Well, I've talked to him personally, Ernie, and he understood that work and focus was all he needed to be in the NBA. He started playing to his strengths. Every now and then he does silly stuff. I'll call him and say, hey, straighten up. That's why he got the big contract, Ernie.
Yeah, there seem to be times when he's not exactly dialed in.
He's not dialed in, but he's a young player. But, you know, when I don't see him dialed in, then that's when I dial in and say, yo, man, you got to get dialed in.
And he takes your calls?
Oh, of course he does.
Well, you know, it's hard to get second chances in this league, but he's made the most of them. And when he's making the most of them, he's getting them SLNs. You know what that is.
Check-like numbers.
Without question.
That's what that meant. Wow.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
That'll do it for now. We send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's game time here in Miami as the crowds at the American Airlines Arena look to cheer on the hometown Heat. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. For the Miami Heat, they are coming off a good outing against the New Orleans Pelicans. And that was a close call. They pulled it out with a win and just 2 points at that, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
And before the action gets going here, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Eric Spoelstra. What's the news, David?
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. Well, we have some conference rivals meeting up tonight. Clark, I know these games get very intense.
Yeah, in many ways, too, Kevin. The crowd is more amped up, louder, more emotional, more rabid, and the emotions between the players can run high, leading to friction and confrontation. So it's a charged environment when you lock heads with your rival.
Here we go.
And so the tip-off, it's
Miami,
now the
Orlando,
group for
take
Orlando.
2.
The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. Peyton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. And it's Isaac in at the 3. And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Hands it from
Dragic gets wide
downtown.
open.
Dragic has got the first bucket of the
Let's-
night, a three-pointer for the Heat.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Fournier passes to Payton. Makes it off the glass.
And even with the defense all
Yeah, so
over him,
Payton's had a pretty rough
refuses to
time of
panic.
it, I must
just
admit, the
takes
last
his
sort of
time,
4 or
shrugs
5
off the
games.
defense, and gets the shot off
He
clean.
came well last week.
Now here's Dragic.
Last week.
Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. He dishes it to Waiters. Clock at 6. Shoots over Fournier. Waiters no luck. Here's Payton.
Get in there.
Pass to Isaac. The wide open
Oh,
look
no,
here
I
for
meant
Vucevic.
far
The
out.
shot off that time.
I wanted Isaac
The
to
Heat
shoot
go
it.
the
I don't
other
know
way
why he
with
double
it.
passed
The
it.
last meeting
Far
was
out.
in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the
That was a
Magic.
sitter.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game because you had to be proud of the way they battled in
Get up.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, but
Yes.
it still was heartbreaking.
Defense.
I mean, you hate
What are
to
you doing?
lose in OT, no matter how hard you
Slow it
play.
up.
You want to come out on top if you're going to play those extra minutes.
Now here's Payton. After the miss from Goran Dragic, here's Gordon. From past the arc.
I like
And
that. I
Payton
like
gets
that.
it to go on the assist by Gordon.
That's where it is.
Payton's got 5.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on
Payton's on
time
it
and
today.
on target.
Waiters
When he's
outside.
on, the Magic are on,
He
so-
feeds it to Whiteside.
Always need our point guard, to be honest.
Sinks that
Oh,
one
wow.
from the post. Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And the Magic just went through, Clark, the worst 5-year stretch in franchise history.
Yep, and how about the second worst winning percentage in the league? That's where they've been the last half decade. And
Yes.
some failed trades.
Oh,
missing on some
yes,
draft
and
picks.
one.
They've got a really good young coach, though, I think, in Frank Vogel. Had some tough luck in the lottery along the way. At some point, you have to start creating and crafting your own luck. And I think they will. I really do. Frank has proven himself as a good coach. I think it's just a matter of time before the Magic start trending north.
I hope so. Because we started off really well this season. I think we were one of the top 3 teams in the league in the Eastern Conference, and then it all's gone downhill since there. I don't know what the hell's happened, but I looked up the other day because, of course, Magic being not one of the big teams in the
Free
league,
throw drops for
you don't
Vucevic.
really know
And
much
the
about
size
them
and
here in
skill set that
Australia.
Vucevic
But
possesses makes it hard for defenders.
it was
He's agile as
it
a
was the other day. I
7-footer,
went on and
he
looked at
also
the results.
has
You know, I
enough
try and keep up
body
as well as I
and knows how
can.
to use it.
And
that, defenses
we're
have a
like
real problem
way
with.
down. The win percentage is
Now
horrible.
here's
so
Whiteside.
it's
Taking
all
a look
over
at his
already. I
stats,
can
he's
tell.
averaging
But
around 9.5
you never
points a
know.
game.
Maybe a big
Guys,
comeback.
you got to give
but
much
I just don't know
respect
where
to
it's
the
all gone
length
wrong.
of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
That one is no good.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all
Defense at
about
its
dunks.
finest there,
But
far
I'll
out.
tell you what, he's improved his entire
that one.
repertoire of scoring options near
Oh,
the rim.
big block.
And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Now the dish to Gordon.
There it is.
And then
Oh, the big
with the dunk.
AG dunk.
Really easy to appreciate
where
Isaac,
it's
Kevin.
at.
I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
The Heat trail by 4. Dragic with it. Now Payton defending. Payton on the double team. 14 feet away. And the basket by Johnson. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to
I can't believe how good our field goal
offensively,
percentage has
all the
been
while
so
still
far.
being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
And here's Whiteside after Aaron Gordon was able to get the triple. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Kept alive. Gordon kicks to Vucevic. Orlando moving the ball around. Back to Fournier. Pass to Gordon. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter.
And we are getting it done today on the glass.
Yeah, great hustle from Gordon using his patented vertical to sky up for the board.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Well, you talk about the league's premier athletes, and Aaron Gordon has to be on your list. I mean, incredible dunks in the 2016 dunk contest, and his in-game dunks are ridiculous.
And coming out of Arizona, Aaron Gordon seen as sort of a mini Blake Griffin. Not maybe as strong, but he's that kind of finisher.
Well, certainly can see some similarities and understand the comparison, but they are different players. But I think that Aaron Gordon can be better than Griffin defensively. He's got great mobility, tremendous bounce, and he's got the motor you like to see in a defensive player. If he can get his jump shot going, I think he'll be a star.
New group in for the Heat. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jordan Mickey. Winslow comes in for James Johnson. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Mario Hezonja comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. Now here's Ellington, just 4 to shoot. Here's Whiteside. There's Winslow. Can't get it to fall.
Great look, but he couldn't finish. Everything but is how we say that. Surprising since the defense
giveaway at its
very
finest.
Pedestrian.
What I was trying to do there.
Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game. There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Gordon with a screen on Winslow. Hezonja kicks to Gordon. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Kicks it to Olynyk. To the middle. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. Over Gordon. And that one goes long.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Hezonja kicks to Spates, and there's the pass to Simmons. Dishes it to Augustine, passes to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Hezonja. No good on the triple. And here is Ellington. Blocked by Gordon.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfectly.
3-pointer Augustine got it off in time, but it's no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Magic lead by 3. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
It's been a little bit sketchy at times, but to be honest, the guys are getting the field. They've only missed a couple of field goals, but pretty poor decision making on my part let us down a little bit.
And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody
Time for our bench to come up
on
big
that
here,
team.
so
They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Aggressive rebounding in that first quarter. That's what's given them the advantage.
Boy, the ferocity on the glass, really impressive, and they're not backing up at all, not giving
Just
an
solid
inch
D right
on
there
the
for
boards.
Miami.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Orlando, we've got Aaron Gordon. Simmons is out there with DJ Augustine. Then there's Maurice Spates, and it's Hazonia in at the 3, the small forward.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big 3 era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding. And among 7-footers, Olenek is in the conversation for best ball handlers. He's that good.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work.
Luck out of it.
How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. And it's Simmons penetrating.
Get in there. Yes.
Spates kicks to Hazonia.
Mario takes
over Winslow, and Hazonia gets it to go. Now it's a 6-point Magic lead.
Boy, Hazonia does a nice job at measuring these shots as an in-between score. I mean, you got a nice mid-range game.
Johnson dishes to Whiteside from the wing. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And another miss. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Gordon with the screen for Spates. Over Whiteside. Good work defensively by Whiteside. The Heat have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Now here's Ellington. He's tightly guarded. Augustine with the steal.
Wow. Big steal by TJ.
Here's Hazonia, covered by Winslow. Gordon outside. Rebound by the Heat. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by.
Likely to get that 3 in. I mean, Aaron can do it.
Augustine against Johnson.
Especially after he just hit one.
To the paint. Here's Whiteside. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Whiteside's got 5 now.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Jordan Mickey's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Winslow. Waiters, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Tyler Johnson. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Aaron Gordon. Isaac comes in for Mario Hazonia. Evan Fournier's checked in for Jonathan Simmons. And it's Peyton in for Augustine. Clark, you played with so many players throughout your terrific career. What was the one trait that you found made a player easy to play with on the floor?
Well, I think it starts with skill and ability, and everybody has that in the NBA. But
So Dragic
attitude
actually
and
gave us
demeanor,
some issues in the first
unselfishness
half.
is kind of where I'm headed there. Desire to do what's needed and to recognize strengths and weaknesses. And then the other piece was his personality, a real joy in playing the game. And those things, to me, always lent themselves to being a good teammate.
Here's Payton, following the score by Miami. Here's Vucevic. It's good. Vucevic has got 5 now.
Even with the defense right on top of him, I mean, Vucevic maintains a nice soft touch on these inside shots, and the concentration is not to be overlooked either.
Now here's Waiters. A 17-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. There's the pick. Here's Dragic, and it's set back by Spates.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Here's Payton. He's got 5. Clock at 4. Pass to Isaac for 3.
Good defense, but we get the rebound.
1:09 left to play here in the second quarter. Feeds to Payton. Spates sets a screen. Vucevic the pass to Payton. Here's Isaac. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Payton.
Oh, Payton with the play.
Score of the basket, his third after 5 shots.
I really like seeing Payton operate inside. I mean, showing once again that he's got the total package.
Johnson with a screen on Payton. Dragic kicks to Johnson.
Oh, come on, let's see.
And he converts the layup.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Fournier against Waiters. Again, the Magic score.
And the defense knows Fournier can knock these shots down. He's really crafty even when they're right up on him.
Waiters against Fournier. Now here's Waiters. He's guarded closely. And the call will be against Fournier. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here are the Heat now, trailing here by 8. 4 seconds left, and Olynyk finishes it off. Olynyk's got 8 points.
And really, the improvement as a finisher is noticeable for Kelly Olynyk.
And so it's the Orlando Magic with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Aaron Gordon. Aaron, you guys came out and played extremely well. What was the mindset in the first half?
We just tried to come out here, really stick to our principles, pick up the pace, and really be aggressive, and it turned out in a high-scoring half.
Just the way you want to play. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. Well, for Orlando, Kenny, some perspective, please.
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. A few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
A great look at American Airlines Arena right on the shores of Biscayne Bay as we welcome you back to Miami.
All right, 6-point lead starting the third. Pretty
we have
good
a
game
close
so
ball
far.
game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Without question, Kelly Olynyk displaying his skills today.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Magic leading by 6. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game level intensity.
Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Mickey out there with Johnson. And it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. The Magic have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Free throw drops for Vucevic. Clark, you know we like to reach out to the fans and have them send in questions.
I mean,
so I've got
everyone
one right
says
now.
Madden's
Here's
scripted,
Alex
but I swear
in
to
Ohio,
God,
of all places.
NBA is
he has,
so much
what
more
sport
scripted
other than
Madden.
basketball are you best at?
I specialized early, Alex. I was a decent athlete, had good hands, could catch and throw a football pretty well, but didn't like the contact there. Right now, I'm actually just a good workout guy, and I'm trying to become a better than average golfer.
Got to get some momentum going.
Now here's Dragic.
We get every now and then, but our D's sort of saving our ass
Right
right now.
side up top. He kicks to Johnson. Waiters on the wing. There's the 3. Basket is good. The assist from Johnson. Waiters got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Around 5 now.
Payton with the ball. He's got 7. Now Vucevic. Fournier dishes to Vucevic. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Vucevic has got 4 this quarter. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Here's Dragic. No good on that one. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And they continue to control the
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team.
Yes.
That's why they're ahead.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Now here's Dragic. Right side a screen. Waiters for 3. And it's Waiters again missing. Orlando leading by 9. Here's Fournier.
Evan Fournier.
There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Timeout called, the Heat. And you look at Aaron Gordon, one of those culture setters, unselfish, defensive-minded. And Clark, he's a worker.
That 10-point lead.
Yeah, he is that. And he also was very impressive going back to the 2014 draft in the interview process. Made quite an impression. Very precocious young man. A little bit ahead of his time and maturity when you talk about his age now. Stays grounded, even keeled. This guy knows who he is and where he wants to go.
And again, it's the Heat
big
missing.
fail.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
Now here's Dragic. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Dragic has got 5 points so far.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
Augustine passes to Hazania. Back to Augustine. And Vucevic kicks to Gordon. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you know, Gordon's so crafty and full of tricks that he keeps the defense guessing.
It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
The free throw drops for Gordon.
Gotta stay active when Gordon's out there. I mean, his ability to make something out of nothing is huge for this team.
And the Heat making a change here. Ellington's checked in.
This summer, a new front office taking over in Orlando after a rebuild effort that stretched back 5 seasons. Magic fans hoping they can get things headed in the right direction now.
Now, here's Whiteside. He has 5. They set the screen. 6 to shoot. No good on the 3.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Here's Augustine. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
Come on, Simmons, get in there.
He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Getting it done.
And for the Magic, do you think hiring a new GM will get the team headed, Clark, in the right direction?
Well, that's a good question, but I think that's a start. And again, alignment is so key when you talk about organizational success, from your ownership through your president, general manager, coaching staff. Everybody has to be committed to their alignment and culture. Their current structure has some overlap between business and basketball operations. I think that all has to be smoothed out. But one step at a time, one brick at a time.
Now here's Ellington, following the miss by Aaron Gordon. Johnson the screen. Ellington kicks to Whiteside. Winslow wide open. He fires, bangs home the trifecta. Winslow's got 5.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine.
Come on.
Lays it up and in on a nice reverse. Augustine's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And the Heat call time here. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Mickey. Spates checked in for Orlando. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Heat.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Augustine dishes to Spates. Now here's Vucevic. 9 points in the game so far. Fires the 3.
Oh, big 3 by Vuce.
From downtown.
No
Vucevic
way.
has got 7 points for the quarter.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
They've come up with some update
now here's
that's
Ellington.
relieved some of the
Still getting warmed up offensively. No
Orlando,
buckets yet in the game
just
for him.
Something going on today that.
And there's the feed to Olynyk.
Their Christmas turkey.
Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now Johnson, following the 3-point attempt by Aaron Gordon. That one falls. Johnson's got his first points of the night.
And not relying at all on the 3-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
And Augustine kicks to Spates. They set the pick. Gordon outside. Offline. And so it's Orlando.
We did have an
with a
85 field goal
10-point lead.
percentage,
Some breathing room
sort of
heading into the
got
break.
a bit
They're shooting the ball so
stupid
well
there
in this
towards the
one. A
end.
great performance from the field. We come back right
I'll
after
tell you
this.
what, I don't know what's going on, but these guys have had something in their Christmas turkey that's really upped this field goal percentage. I know Aaron's not probably having the best game. He's missed 3 open threes now that I've seen, so Gordon needs to step it up. But he has got the 2 free throws
Let's
back to back,
listen
so
in
I
on
guess
what
that's
Eric
positive.
Spoelstra had to say to his team.
Spoelstra's Heat are down.
Put together 3 or 4 stops in a row. Come on, just concentrate.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Here's Dragic. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Isaac out there with Maurice Spates, and it's Vucevic in at the center. Now here's Waiters, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Man, you like this intelligence he plays with. You got to respect that. Gets to his spots and scores efficiently.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Orlando?
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
All right, so the Heat are going to be back within 6 possibly here. So we did have a 12-point lead, I think, at one point.
Magic leading by 7. Payton outside. Fournier sets the pick for Payton. He dishes it to Fournier. Here's Vucevic. Back to Fournier.
Fournier
hits the 3-point bomb. And the Magic lead by 10.
And the quick release of Fournier. Man, he's so good at getting his shot off as soon as the pass reaches his hand.
Dragic the pass to Olynyk. Screen by Olynyk. Here's Johnson. Softly drops in the floater.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Payton outside. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Payton against Dragic. Over Payton. That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 6 in the basket from Dragic.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Payton outside. Inside. Wants to get it to Spates and does. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
13 feet away. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Payton's not the best on free
Elfrid
throws.
Payton was drafted 10th back
Get
in
some miracle out of him,
2014.
yeah.
Played 3 years at Louisiana Lafayette. Very young for a junior in terms of his age. The story goes that he started kindergarten when he was only 3 years old. Man, that kid got an early start on schoolwork, and he looks like a really smart player, too.
That's good from Payton. And Elfrid Payton with one of the most unique hairstyles, Clark, that you will see in the league.
Yeah, and there's a story behind that hairstyle, Kevin. I mean, his high school team in Louisiana made a vow not to cut their hair until they won the state championship. They lost in the state semifinals, and Payton seems to have kept that vow all this time.
So he gets it done.
You talk about a pass-first point guard. That's Elfrid Payton.
That's his mentality and his gift. He's exceptional at it. He's been a good playmaker right from the start, a pure point guard. Old school in his ability to really focus on setting up his teammates.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead
28
has
reverse
been
layup,
built,
boom.
and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
Beats the big
The
man.
Heat trail by 10.
3.5 minutes left. Seal this thing.
And stolen by
big
Fournier.
takeaway.
The finish, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
In the fast break situation, if Fournier sees an opportunity for an easy score, he's all in.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Timeout called, the Heat. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break.
3.5 minutes
I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those three guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
During that break, Eric Spoelstra had some words for his team. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Now here's Payton. To the paint, here's Vucevic. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Take that.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
Now here's Gordon after Dion Waiters' miss. Payton outside.
Payton.
And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
How is that a little too physical on that play? Tries to climb over the top of him and gets whistled for it.
That was an elementary call for them to make there. I mean, once he knocked him off balance from behind, that was a no-brainer.
Whiteside's checked in for Miami. He feeds it to Waiters. And it's Waiters again missing.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
60-plus points. That's a. If we can get that,
and
that's
league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now, Clark. Do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
That's good from Isaac.
Well, you look at Isaac, and all you think he needs to do is add some weight. And he's got terrific skills and a promising future.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. The Heat trail by 17. And here is Waiters. Whiteside, a screen on Fournier. Waiters gets a wide open look, and it's Waiters again missing. And it's Orlando's ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Payton dishes to Fournier. Pass to Isaac. Picked by Vucevic. Back to Fournier. 5 on the clock. Here's Payton. But they'll get another chance. We've got 1:08 left in the game. They set the pick. The dish to Fournier. To the middle. And Vucevic kicks to Gordon. And he gets the bucket. and the Magic lead by 19.
19
And
point
guys,
lead.
what we
Far
saw
out.
here
Where
tonight
does this come
is
from?
one side having everything
the
going
Heat
for
as
them.
well, you know, it's not an easy
Huge
team.
margin of victory for the Magic.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games
No, that
upcoming
must be a
between
shot.
these teams, so we could have a few more twists
dummy.
and turns down the road.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Aaron Gordon.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Right side, will it go? And that's 2 points on the layup.
And this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
For 3, Fournier, no good. And so it's Orlando taking this one.
Well,
by
a big
margin.
17-point
A
win
resounding
on
victory
Boxing
for
Day.
them.
I am happy
And
with
break
that.
in enemy
Far
territory,
out.
no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Alright, we'll go through some stats here real quick. 52% on the field goals, 31% on threes. That's better than what it usually is. And there you can see, just missed that one 3-pointer, so 89, 90% on free throws. Sorry, so pretty happy with that. Just going through the rest. See, most of it's yellow. We had one more steal than us and a couple more bench points, but our starting lineup really came up good today, so it'll be interesting to see. But Vooch, look at that, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. That's what we want. Peyton had a good game, but not as good as what I thought it would be. But I guess Aaron Gordon to the rim. And then Fournier with the multiple threes tonight, really good. Oh, he actually only had one, never mind. All good. Alright. Well, there it is. Awesome end to Christmas with a win with the Magic. It's always good to get a win with the Magic because, I mean, they're not too good of a team right now in real life, so it's always good to rewrite history. But stay tuned if you're a cricket fan. We've got plenty of cricket action coming with the Ashes 4th Test and also with the KFC Big Bash with the Sydney Thunder, so plenty of cricket over the summer here in Australia. But if you're more of an American sports fan, then stay tuned this weekend as we have the final game of the season with the New Orleans Saints going up against the Bucks in Tampa, I think. So that should be a last. We have clinched the playoff spot, so, or the wild card spot, I should say. So we have clinched that playoff spot, which is all that I wanted to do this season. So we're in the playoffs, so I'm happy about that. But big game. So it should be just a fun game this weekend. Getting ready. I might start a few of the backups just so we don't get any major injuries. I know Drew Brees won't be featuring in the playoffs unless we can get through to like the NFC Championship game or even hopefully the Super Bowl. But yeah, it should be interesting nonetheless. But all in all, thanks guys for tuning in over Christmas. I'll catch you guys